Alright guys, Brad Langley back with you, and we're all about the kicking clinic and all about kicking footballs, right? Alright, so you see we're outside today. It's a glorious day. These kind of days really make me love kicking footballs, okay? So it's just great. Learn to enjoy the little things, that's all I say. Alright, so today, just to review, we've gone over all the 5 elements of kicking. The plant foot, kicking position, foot to ball contact, alignment and approach, and follow through, all 5 of those, okay? And then we've even touched a little bit about flexibility, okay? So that's all good. You got to make sure you're stretching before you kick, and then of course I'm an advocate of stretching again sometime later in the evening just to get an extra bout of flexibility in there. So today what we're doing, we're kicking footballs finally. All right, and so what I'm going to do is show you a couple of drills. I personally used them as a warm-up. And so every day I did these things. It's the 3 drills that we're going to do. It's the no step, the 1-step approach, the 2-step approach, and then of course you got the full 3-step. That's not really a drill, that's just kicking. But so you got the no step, the 1-step, and the 2-step. Those are kind of the 3 things we're going to talk about, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the full steps after that. Okay. So today's video all about the no step kick. Okay. And anytime we do a drill, or anytime we do anything when it comes to kicking, actually, we want to make sure that we're getting good quality, okay? Quality over quantity, okay? I'd rather kick 25 really good balls where I was paying attention to my form and learning a lot every kick, rather than just going out and hammering down 100 balls and really you don't know what you're doing. You're just kicking for reps, so to speak. So I'd rather quality over quantity, okay? It'll save your leg too as the season progresses. All right, so with each of these, the no step, the 1-step, and the 2-step, there are certain things that we're working on in those drills. That's why we do those drills. We're not just doing them just to warm up. They're very good warm-ups, but we're also doing them to work on certain elements of our kick, certain ones of those 5 elements, okay? So like I said, we're talking about the no step today. And the no step is kind of awkward when you first start doing it. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to demonstrate it here in a little bit. But the no step, what we're really focused on in the no step, what we're trying to work on, the elements that we're trying to work on would be the plant foot, the kicking position, and really the foot to ball contacts. Okay, so those are three of the 5 elements we're working on in the no step. Okay, so again, that's plant foot. Make sure our plant foot's in the right spot. Our kicking position, make sure that we're getting a good kicking position, knees over your toes, shoulders over your knees, and then making sure we're getting that leg lock, that down and out, and making good foot to ball contact. Okay, so let's do it. I'm gonna try to demonstrate it for you. I'm an old man, so don't make fun of me. Make sure you can see the tee and everything. There we go. And I'll be kicking in the net because I only got 2 balls, so that makes things go a little faster. All right. So the no step kick, we're right over the ball, okay? We're going to start right here over the ball. And let me just grab this camera and then we'll pan back out. Okay, so our setup, there's our ball on our tee and all that jazz. So again, we're reinforcing the plant foot. This is, you remember the plant foot about the length of your foot wide? And I'm kicking off the ground, so I'm going to be a little bit deeper, okay? I'm going to tell you a quick little secret here. This actually kind of sounds counterintuitive to what I'm explaining to you, but you're actually going to have to be a little bit more shallow with your plant foot in order to do the no step. That's just because we don't have the momentum, so we don't have the body lean. Does that make sense? So if we had full body lean, my plant foot would be up here where it's supposed to be. But because we don't have the body lean, we kind of have to cheat a little bit just so we can make a little bit more room for ourselves. So your plant foot will be a little bit shallow on the no step. Just keep that in mind. But nonetheless, what we're really focused on is the width of our plant foot and making sure that that ankle is bending. Y'all remember my flexibility, talking about that motion right there, that dorsiflexion of the ankle right there, okay? So that's what we're doing, okay? And then make sure our knees are over our toes. Go ahead and start in that position. All right, let me put the camera back up here. All right, so We start right over the ball. Plant foot just like I explained it. Go ahead and get in our kicking position. Shoulders over my knees, knees are over my toes. Chest is up, okay? Remember, we're not hunching. Chest up, shoulders over my knees, knees over my toes. Go ahead and get that arm out there for a little bit of counterbalance, okay? Leg lock, right? We're not worried about distance here. We're just worried about doing these elements, okay? So don't expect to kick this thing 30 yards, okay? Right here, open up, and just kick. I don't know if you heard that, but that ball kind of sounded like a double slap. My leg wasn't locked out on that one, so that's a bad example. My foot kind of flopped around. So same thing, reinforcing these three things: plant foot, kicking position, and then leg lock. All right. Do it again here. Plant foot, make sure we're good. Kicking position, knees over my toes, shoulders over my knees, chest up, head down. Just like that. I hope you guys can see that. I'm gonna flip it around here so you can see the other side of me. That way you can hopefully see a little bit more of the kicking position and whatnot. All right. All right, plant foot, right? Knees over my toes, shoulders over my knees. Chest up, head down. Now if you notice there, even with the no step, I'm still able to fall forward, all right? So we're reinforcing that good kicking position. That good kicking position allows me to come through the ball and then fall forward. Remember, it's a temporary, our plant foot is just a temporary base of support. So this kicking position, hugely important in order to finish forward through my kick. All right, I'll do one more for you. Good kicking position, ankles nice and flexible, right? And then I rock forward just a touch. All right, so that's all about the no step, okay? What it does, it reinforces the three elements, which would be the plant foot, the kicking position, and then the foot to ball contact, okay? Again, I use this as a warm-up, but it's also very good if you start struggling with your foot, your right foot kind of flopping around, not getting good foot to ball contact. Go back to this no step, and remember, it's not about kicking it 50 yards here, okay? It's all about doing the fundamentals correctly. I don't know if you notice, I have a net. I don't even kick it for distance. I just kick it in the net so I can speed up my reps a little bit. But don't worry about kicking it far. Just worry about doing those three things correctly. It's a nice way to slow everything down and kind of focus in, okay? Plant foot, kicking position, foot to ball contact. All right, I want to pause right here. I want you guys to kind of work on that, and we're going to pick up, our next video is going to pick up with the one step here in just a second, okay?